But most people that say it use it as just like a blanket coverall. Hey, what do you mean? It's always the right time to buy. And that's dumb.
And compared to 1981, these rates are amazing.
Listen, no one gives a shit about historical rates. Like, people care about, like, how does this impact me right now? It's a dumb thing for most people to say to a customer when they are using it just to get a client.
All right, this is gonna do a fun episode here.
Yeah, it is.
Because we're, we got 40 years or more combined of dealing with ourselves as lender, realtor, and
a lot of mortgage and real estate.
Literally
people.
Hundreds of, maybe even thousands of
thousands.
It is thousands. For you, it's definitely thousands. For me, probably hundreds.
Yeah. Thousands.
Yeah, it's like all the stupid shit
that we say,
do
as an industry,
and think.
Yes. I like it.
It's ridiculous.
It's the dumb things that mortgage
and we just whipped out, like we took 5 minutes, we just wrote out a list, and we've got more, like we'll do follow-up episodes.
Yeah, so what's a dumb thing that realtor or mortgage person does, says, or thinks?
Yeah. There's so many. I love the, how about it's always a great time to buy.
I know. I love this one. You want to know why I love this one? I've said it 100 million times in the past.
Yeah.
And the reality is, is that context, I think that...
Context is the whole thing.
Like, of course, the real meaning behind it, is like, it is always a great time to buy, depending on what your circumstances are.
Depends on your circumstances and what are going on. But what I think what the question usually is now the right time by buyer asking the question. What they really want to know is the market going to go up or down? That's what they really want to know.
Yeah. Are prices good is really what they're asking.
Yeah.
Or are interest rates good is what really they're asking.
Yeah.
But
and the answer is we don't know.
Fuck, we don't know, man.
We have no idea.
But most people that say it use it as just like a blanket coverall.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you mean?
Yeah. It's not.
It's always the right time to buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's dumb.
Yeah, the same person that says it's always the right time to sell.
That's right.
And you can tell that it's coming from this self-serving place versus an actual, conversation about, hey, well, what are you up to?
Yeah.
Which actually leads me to, by the way, can we just get to the when is the right time to buy? It's when you love the house and you can afford it.
That's right.
That
always.
is, and that could be always or it could be never.
Yep.
Right? Because if you never find the house you love, you shouldn't buy it.
No.
And if you can't afford it, you definitely shouldn't buy it. 100%. So that's the answer to that question. But it does lead me to the other question, which now I've forgotten because I was going to lead.
I don't know, but while you figure out whichever one we want to do next, I think just to put a bow on this is that it's a dumb thing for most people to say to a customer when they are using it just to get a client.
Exactly.
That's really the bottom line.
And that's the thing that, we joked kind of as we were preparing for this.
Yeah.
Have you done all these things? Pretty much all these things we've done.
Yeah.
However, what neither one of us have done it's never been nefarious. It's never been manipulative. It's never been to get a client.
Yeah.
We've done stupid stuff. Anyway, time of possession. That's what I was thinking of because... So what's time of possession?
I just think of football as soon as you say it.
Time of possession has to do with who's talking in the conversation, right? And what I so frequently see are these agents that just talk about themselves, I'm number one. Dude, how many times have you had an agent tell you that they were number one or they were on a number one team? I mean, it's like I guess everybody is on the number one team or is the number one agent.
So I think that's actually the statement I want to focus on.
Yeah, which is different than time of possession.
Which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you go on everyone's like top 1%.
Yeah, well, that I am, but that's easy.
No, I know, but everyone is because we all know why.
Yeah.
But and then also like number one in
number
general.
one's different. Yeah.
Dude, how many number ones can you have?
It's insane.
You can only have one number one.
Exactly. There are people that are the number one in a town. That really is true. But like, for example, I'm talking to a lot of agents in San Diego right now.
Yeah.
And I cannot tell you how many of them told me they were number one. And they're always like, well, I'm with such and such team. And I'm like, never heard of them.
Yeah.
They go, how could you never heard of them? They're number one. I'm like, well, I haven't heard of them. So, and you can't all be number one. Like, I'm telling you, so many have said that. I'm like, what are they?
First of all, number one doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that is the truth.
That is actually really important.
Like that is the truth. Yeah. Like number one doesn't really matter, but everyone always likes to use that. Hey, I'm number one, right? Well, number one at what? I'm number one at selling a house between Solano and 4th on the block of
Yeah.
Armendi,
And
number
February,
one
in February.
for the month of February, 1999. But yeah, so let's stop saying the number one all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. I
Unless
think
you can really
that didn't
own
make
it.
our list, but that should be on there as stupid things agents.
If you
do.
can really own number one, if you really, I mean, sure, go ahead, say it, whatever.
And there are people that are number one. I'm not.
Yep.
I was one time I was number one in my office, 143 agents. That was cool. I'm proud of that. It was 2014.
Right. That's great.
It was 10 years
I'm proud of you. That's
Thank you,
amazing.
brother.
Yeah, you're good at that.
But that's like, who cares? Like you said, because it doesn't mean you're a good agent.
It doesn't mean you're a good agent at the end of the day. So we should probably stop saying that in all our marketing and stuff like that, right?
Exactly.
Now, what about this one? This is this one like hits home for me. Hey, man, rates are still at historic lows right now. Right. I mean, if you really look back, into the Middle Ages, like
I mean, compared to 1981, these rates are amazing.
Listen, no one gives a shit about historical rates. Like people care about how does this impact me right now?
That's all they care about,
right? So let's stop trying to sell that. Hey, when you really think about it, historically, interest rates, they're pretty freaking good right now. Yeah. Well, yeah, they were really good when I bought a house for $78,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not really great when I'm buying a house for $1.5 million.
They are not, exactly.
So we should probably stop saying that as an industry. You agree?
It's amazing. I totally agree. And I think just the other side note is that we don't know where they're going either, because that's the other thing. Well, if you buy,
I know.
Well, actually, I think that brings you to the other one.
I know where they're going. I'm number one.
Marry the house, date the market. What's this? What is
Listen, this one's embarrassing for me. This one also hits close to home because I actually like it.
Well, and it totally makes sense. And this is the problem with it is it really makes sense, and it still could come. I mean, it's still going to probably be.
I use this still appropriately in the right conversations.
But you have to, just like we said earlier, you have to give it context. In other words, it may not.
Yeah. Now I will say once again, I'm going on record. I've recorded videos of me saying
we should tell them what we're talking about because we're talking about something we haven't said.
This is amazing. So marry the home, date the mortgage.
And the logic is, hey, rates are high, but now is a good time to buy because you have less competition.
Correct.
And then when rates go down, now all of a sudden you're basically getting a raise by owning. So it's a great formula.
It's a great formula until every single person in the industry started using it as the tagline for anything that they were doing to combat high interest rates, right? So the reality is I actually do like the concept of it.
Yeah.
We just have to stop saying it all the time, though. Well, it's like, especially because, I don't know, we've been saying it for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, that's right. It just may not happen. So that goes back to the very first thing we said is now the right time to buy. You have to be able to afford the house, including the interest rate not going down.
That is correct.
Right?
Yes.
And it reminds me of like 2005 and 6 when everybody was buying those ridiculous mortgages.
Yeah.
And those were 100% based on appreciation. And as soon as appreciation went away, these negative amortization loans.
Oh, I know. I had one.
Yeah, I did too, actually.
You know what? I wish I still had it. It was really good.
It was super cheap.
It turns out it was really great.
But we could afford it. At the time,
I couldn't really afford mine, to be honest.
By September 2009, I couldn't afford mine either, but I did figure out a way to pay for it. But anyway, so this goes back to time of possession, though, because when we got all these conversations, it's really about being in communication with somebody. We started this, we didn't finish it. Time of possession means who's the one talking in a conversation. And what I see agents doing all the time is talk about themselves. I'm number one, the thing in the market, times to buy, blah, 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 and never asking questions. Hey, what are you up to?
Right.
And then listening.
Right.
And then asking follow-up questions. Tell me more about that.
I know. It's like, so the thing is, it's funny because we're in a sales position, but the best salesperson at the end of the day is the one who listens the best.
Exactly.
Right. And who can help someone formulate their thoughts on what they're trying to say.
And help them discover something. Yeah. And then you're the one that they're like, oh my gosh, that's the person that I want to.
Correct.
It's know, like, and trust.
Yeah.
They want to do businesses who they know, like, and trust, as we know.
Yep.
And we think that if we just say enough words, I'm number one, and blah, 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 that they'll go, oh, I like that guy. It's the other way around.
The best thing that I was taught around this that I say a million times, like if anyone's listening to this that has worked for me or works for me, they're rolling their eyes right now, is like, hey, stop trying to be interesting to the other person. Be interested in them. Yes. And if we could just do that, we would stop throwing up on people.
And exactly. And this applies at open houses. This applies at loan app conversations, buyer broker agreements. Yep. It's like, be curious, ask more questions, find out what is important to them, and they will be your client forever.
Yeah. So quit barfing on people is kind of the moral of the story.
Which leads me to another thing.
Oh, no. You giggled. And when he giggles, I get a little nervous.
No, but they'll be my client forever. Also a misnomer, because I just said they'll be your client forever. Listen, you got a way better opportunity if you've created discovery and they love you and all that stuff. But as it turns out, you can be the greatest at being a lender, at being a realtor. But if you don't stay in front of them in a meaningful way, they're going to go to somebody else. Yeah. And I love it when these clients, and I say love it, which I'm just saying this is stupid things we do. They go, I had this great experience with this client. Can you believe that they used I sold them that house 5 years ago, and I saw it listed, or same thing with the lending side, right?
Yeah.
I
think the thing that's really stupid about it is that, like, we need to understand that, like, you, consumers, people that are buying houses, own houses, they're not our slaves, for crying out loud. We don't own them.
Yeah.
And so, but like so many real estate agents and mortgage professionals, right, they think that they did like a deal for them, and they probably did do a good job.
And therefore, it's their client forever.
And they should do every single deal that person ever does. Yeah. Well, the world doesn't work that way.
It doesn't.
And people get so upset about it. Do they not? They get really upset.
They get really upset. Yeah. They call other agents. They do weird shit. It's like, hey, I got an idea. Look in the mirror and figure out that you did something that made it so that they chose not to use you again.
So check this out. This is a true story. Yeah. This happened this week, and I'm going to keep names anonymous to protect the innocent.
I got one that happened this week too. Then we'll do that.
Dude, this is really funny. Okay. So I got a random call yesterday.
Yeah.
Great guy, right? Agent, right? And the agent was like, hey, so-and-so, you know, I gave them your name and whatnot, but like I also just found out when I talked to them, right, that like they're actually talking to someone else too. And then I found out that they got pre-approved with you already. And the other person referred it to me too. I'm like, dude, I don't know. What do you want me to do? He's like, well, just let me know like how it goes.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, let me know how it goes. This sounds like something that what do you want me to do? You want to be the referee? Like, and you guys are going to fight over this client and then make it a nightmare, and then the client's not going to work with either one of you.
Yeah.
Like, so we just have to let go sometimes of the fact that I think about it like this, Rick, like, I have bought many cars in my lifetime, right? Have I bought from the same dealership, the same person every single time? No. Yeah. Right? Have I gone back multiple times to some places? I have, actually. Yeah. Right? But it's just because it was the thing I wanted, and it happened that way.
But I think what you said, it was the thing I wanted. It really, like, you were compelled one way or the other to do that.
Yeah.
And it's our job to create that compelling story.
Yes.
And if we don't create that, then they go somewhere else.
Right.
They're just making whatever decision they think is best for them.
Yep.
And they don't have any obligation to us because we coached their kids in soccer, because we went to high school
with
them.
They don't owe us anything.
Or because we did a transaction with them. I just had a guy that I showed houses to, and we were getting ready to list his house. He was like on and off again guy.
Yeah.
Never had an agreement, whatever. And then all of a sudden, he got into a new relationship. The new relationship had a relationship with another agent. And he's like, he goes, hey, what do I do? Because my new person wants to use this person. And I said, hey, it's your choice. And he goes, well, we're just going to have you both meet and we're going to decide. I go, okay, great. I had an opportunity to meet. I said all the things. I felt great about whatever I said. Yeah. I listened. I did all the things. And they went with somebody else. They went with the other person.
Right.
I lost.
Yep.
That's what happened.
Yep. That's life.
That is, and I sent the guy a message, like, I forget the author talked about, he's like, send him off in a limousine. I said, hey, no problem. They're a great agent. Yeah. And if anything changes, you're always welcome to come back, but don't worry, you're going to be taken care of.
Yep.
And then when I saw the listing come up, I gave it a thumbs up to the agent. I'm like, hey, good job. And they knew that I was involved in that. It's like, take the high road and take the opportunity to go, wait a minute.
Yep.
What did I miss?
Yeah.
How could I be better?
Right.
What do I need to adjust?
Right. And sometimes, by the way, there's nothing you could have done.
And sometimes there's nothing you do.
That's where people like beat themselves up too much. Yeah. Which leads me to my next dumb thing, though, that realtors and mortgage people do, which is great, is that when you get, like, I got plenty of people I coach, for example, where I'm trying to help, I should say, like, and on the mortgage side, and this happens on the realtor side too, where they're like, oh, I don't need to do any call my past clients. I don't need, like, they're going to call me when they're ready. I don't need to mail my past clients. I don't need to stay in front of them. They're going to call. Woo, you're at the high target. That's a dumb thing to say. Because you do need to call these people. You do need to be in relationship with them, because otherwise 100% they're going to probably go use someone else. Just because you're not around.
It's just out of sight, out of mind.
Why do people
Even
think
if you
that?
were great. Because we're egomaniacs.
No, that's true.
We're always thinking about ourselves. We assume everybody else is thinking.
You know what? That is true. I got to say, whenever I do lose someone unexpectedly, I'm like, well, why the hell wouldn't they use me? That's insane. That is my first internal thought. And then I have to stop and go, that's stupid. What the hell am I talking about?
Yeah. It's an opportunity, right?
It is an opportunity.
Well, it's so funny. I mean, there's just so many things. Is there anything else?
What else do we write down here?
List?
That's a wrap.
Oh, here. No. I got. Sorry, it was really close. I got one more, because I think this is important. And that is the agent, and I don't know, this probably happens in lending too, so tell me. The agent that doesn't tell their client the truth.
Oh, God,
I think this is important to talk about because...
sorry.
Because agents are...
Loosen up here.
And probably lenders too, it's like, they don't want to lose the client, they don't want to offend the client, they don't want to, like with agents, of course, the most common thing is they tell them their house is worth more than it really is. Or when they get pushback, instead of going, listen, I really get that you think it's this, but I'm here. I'm in the business. This is what I do for a living. It's only worth this much money. But it goes across the board. But it's in the lending too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That happens all the time. Like, you just have to tell the truth at the end of the day.
Yes.
Stop saying things that aren't true. Here's one of my pet peeves, okay? I will talk to a client, right? And they'll be like, hey, I want to know what your rate is, right? And I'm always like, great, but it's really what your rate is. Like, so what's your scenario? And then they're really just trying to compare. I'm like, well, here, what are you looking at? Like, tell me, what did you see? I want everyone to know that this isn't a practice that I recommend, okay? And I don't do this. But many, many, many people are so afraid that they're already losing a deal when someone asks them for a rate quote or numbers. We can say anything we want, just so you know, until you're in contract and you have to disclose something. I get quotes sent to me all the time that are like 1% under the current market, like no fees, like no closing costs is my favorite. No title and escrow. And I'm like, that's not even possible. So, but like, you have to just like say the truth. Like, another one of my pet peeves are like people that say, oh, yeah, we have no offers on the table. Your offer looks spectacular. And then they don't call you for 3 or 4 days. What the hell's up with that, by the way?
Well, or the agent that isn't being truthful about whether they have offers or not.
Ooh, what about if they say they have a buyer and they really don't? Does that ever happen?
I mean,
to try to fish out like...
No, I just had a call from the other day. Somebody called, one of my clients goes, hey, I got a call from your office, or I got a letter from your office, right? It's my company. It's not even my office, but the clients don't know that. And it says that you've got a buyer for my house. I go, okay, well, first of all, I apologize. And, they're just fishing for a listing. You know?
So this has been really fun, man. Yeah, tell the truth. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah, care about other people.
Care about other people. Thing. Right.
Yeah. Don't make assumptions. Actually, that's all just the 4 agreements. Don't take things personally.
Right.
Do the best you can every day.
Always do your best.
Be impeccable with your word.
Bow. What's the last one?
Bow. Are we bowing? I haven't bowed ever.
Bing, bing, boom, 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 pam, pam. Isn't that Kendrick Lamar thing?
Oh, I don't.
Bing, bing, boom, bop, bam, bam. No?
That's where generationally I'm just...
Crip walking? No?
No. I got nothing.
Stay cool, bro.
I'm still trying to figure out what that Super Bowl... I know it was important. I know it was valuable.
I liked it.
I thought it was great, but I know there's a lot of symbolism that me as a 55-year-old white guy just didn't get.
Well, it's a learning opportunity.
It is. I'm going to look up stuff. I want to know about it.
Okay. Let's stop saying stupid shit.
Okay.
All right.